It's early and it's cold. Let's play golf. My buddy Zach says the key to good golf is stringing together two good shots in a row. And at 7:30 in the morning, I am very happy to do just that. We didn't get time to roll any practice putts, so this putt was a bit of a guess. And not our favorite thing rolling the first putt of the day 5 feet past. And we'll have to take a 3-putt bogey on one. What's up, Eagle boys? The second hole is a par 5, so maybe that's a good omen. We hit wood off the tee here, and don't hit it particularly well. And hitting it again, we hit it even worse. So we end up with quite a bit more in than we want on the par 5 second. This one floats for a while before finding the green, and we have a very tricky 2-putt here. This one slides about 6 feet. What do you think of it, Lou?
Oh, that's a pretty putt.
We'll tidy it up and take par. We hit a lot of good drives this morning that don't end up going all that far, but this one is everything I've got. 100 yards in on stroke hole 1 is one we'll take every day of the week.
Short.
This one is about 2 feet short of the green, but that's fine. This putt died just a hair short, and we'll tap in for par. I don't quite get through this 5-iron, and we'll have to settle for my most frequent miss with an iron in hand, which is short right, finding the front bunker here. This bunker shot is exceptional, and I'll have a good look at par.
Great shot.
The putt looks like it might not drop, but does. I choose to cut the dog leg here, but my low trajectory leaves me in an interesting spot. I didn't think I'd get all of that one, and end up flying it past the green. The lob wedge from 30 yards past the green is pretty good. With a good look at par here, I hit the first of a few pulls I end up hitting on the greens today, so we'll settle for bogey. The par 3 6th is quite similar to the par 3 4th, and I hit more or less the same shot I hit there, once again missing short right in the bunker. I'm in a worse spot this time, and hit a terrible shot. This one's looking good, but I get robbed and settle for bogey. The par 5 7th plays as the easiest hole on the course.
So good.
The only real defense this hole has is some bunkers 50 yards short, so I try to lay up to them and end up hitting a terrible hybrid. But with 7-iron, I'm able to find the green. You'll see that I wind up in another very tricky 2-putt spot. Lag putting is usually the best part of my game, but I really didn't have feel for them today. I miss this comebacker and settle for another 3-putt bogey. A drive up the left of 8 usually leaves you with a wedge in. I didn't hit this one great, but nonetheless have a short number here. I take extra club and manage to settle this one pin high with a great look at bird. That's a pretty weak putt, but I'll take par. The options on the 9th tee are hitting 200 yards straight or taking driver over the water. I commit to neither and end up getting away with a pretty bad miss. But I'm still not really committed to any strategy here. And boy, do some brain farts start compounding here. This is a tough sliding chip. And just another uncommitted bad shot. And unfortunately, we closed the 9 pretty poorly. I really committed to refocusing after 9, and for the most part it worked out. I hit a good drive here, and a pretty good approach. But once again, we've got a back pin and a tricky 2-putt. And just like we have all day, we roll the lag putt a bit past the hole. But finally, the golf gods decide to give us a comebacker, and we'll take par. That's my best.
And this predictable draw that you hit now is so money.
That is not my best. We get lucky to have my favorite number in, which is 100 on the nose. We get it pin high and about 15 feet for bird. Not quite though, but we'll take par. I usually don't pull driver on 12, but I like the way I've been hitting it the last few holes, so I decide to hit it again. With 120 in, I really ease up on this one, deciding that I'd prefer to miss below the hole here. And that's exactly what I do. And the pattern continues with a lag putt past the hole. But on the back nine, things are going a bit more our way, and we make the putt. They actually had the blues where the black tee markers normally are, so at 155 yards, this is a full 7-iron for me. And I hit my best shot of the day with a good look at birdie, but it's not meant to be. On the final par 5 of the day, I hit a good drive here, and I'm lucky it ends up stopping about 3 feet short of a bunker. I hit a good 4-wood, and have just 40 yards in. This pitch is just where I wanted to hit it, but it released awkwardly and ends up going about 30 feet past the hole. So once again we have a downhill slider. I really misjudge it, and I wind up with about 8 or 9 feet coming back. This leads to a 3-putt, so with 3 3-putts in one round, this is officially my worst putting round of the season. So far, anyway. 15 begins a tough stretch of closing holes at King's Links that my friend Matt has dubbed the King's Moat. With little wind on 15 today, it's playing easier than normal. This lag putt once again goes past the hole. But again, the back nine being a bit kinder to us gives us this one.
Finally, we got one.
16 is the longest par 4 on the course, but the approach shot usually plays a club short. Playing into wind, I decide to pull 4-wood anyway, and I pick the worst time to hit it on the screws. Over the green here is basically an impossible up and down to a back flag. This turns into a challenging 2-putt for bogey, but we hit a good putt, and we'll take 5. Many promising rounds have come to an end on 17 at King's Links. The key is the right club off the tee, and today I pick the right club and execute well. A rare combo for me. Turns into a simple short iron in, a not so simple 2-putt that we are fortunate to get away with. And par on 17 is never a bad score at King's Links. The water always seems to come into play on 18 at King's Links. On my drive, I'm extremely lucky to not find the water, and then I hit my worst shot of the day by a good measure. And now we're just trying to get up and down for bogey. This shot will give us a look at it, but this putt won't do the trick. And I hope it's useful for you all to see that when you're not a scratch, days like this certainly are part of the mix.